Batas sa Aking Kamay, released in 1987, stands as one of the iconic Filipino action films of its time, starring the legendary Fernando Poe Jr., known to fans simply as FPJ. The movie explores themes of justice, corruption, and personal vengeance, painting a portrait of a man who struggles with morality while trying to uphold the law in a system riddled with dishonesty. FPJ portrays Police Major Andres Andy de la Cruz, a principled officer devoted to his duty whose life takes a tragic turn when his father, also a police officer, falls victim to corruption and injustice. The loss ignites a fire within Andy, pushing him toward a path where he must challenge not only criminals, but also the very institutions he once trusted. From the outset, the film grips audiences with the weight of this personal tragedy, setting the stage for a journey that is as much emotional as it is action-packed. The plot develops as Andy navigates dangerous confrontations with corrupt officials, criminal syndicates, and personal betrayals, all while trying to protect his family and uphold a moral code that often feels at odds with the world around him. The narrative portrays the delicate balance between lawful justice and personal retribution, emphasizing that sometimes righteousness demands difficult, even unlawful decisions. In doing so, the film taps into universal questions about morality, honor, and the cost of vengeance, grounding its explosive action sequences in a human story that audiences can connect with. As Andy transitions from a law-abiding officer into a vigilante figure, the story showcases his intelligence, resourcefulness, and unwavering resolve, making him both relatable and aspirational. Each action sequence, whether it is a hand-to-hand combat scene, a tense confrontation with armed enemies, or a strategic maneuver to outwit corrupt officials, is crafted to highlight Andy's tactical brilliance, as well as his emotional stakes, creating a synergy between spectacle and narrative that defines much of FPJ's most memorable work. The film's cast brings depth and authenticity to these complex characters. FPJ's performance anchors the story, blending physical prowess with emotional vulnerability in a way that elevates the film beyond typical action fare. Supporting actors include Eddie Garcia, whose portrayal of General Ramos adds nuance to the depiction of corruption and moral compromise in law enforcement, Charo Santos Concho as Maria, Andy's loyal and supportive wife, who provides a grounding emotional center amidst the chaos, Mario Montenegro as Andres de la Cruz Sr., whose death catalyzes Andy's journey, and Xandro Zamora as Sergeant de la Cruz, Andy's trusted ally, who aids him in navigating both the moral and physical challenges he faces. Anita Linda's portrayal of Lola adds an element of wisdom and moral guidance, providing commentary on justice, family, and societal responsibility. Each actor contributes not only to the plot but also to the thematic resonance of the story, reinforcing the film's exploration of integrity, vengeance, and the human cost of corruption. The interplay between these characters ensures that, despite the high-octane action, the emotional core of the story remains intact, making audiences care deeply about the outcomes of each confrontation. Behind the scenes, Batas sa Aking Kamay exemplifies the dedication and craftsmanship that characterized FPJ Productions and Bonanza Films during the 1980s. Directed by Mike Relon Makiling, the film was produced with a focus on authenticity in both action and emotional storytelling. The filmmakers employed realistic fight choreography, strategically designed stunts, and detailed set design to create an immersive world that felt believable while still delivering the spectacle audiences expected from an FPJ action film. Filming required extensive coordination for urban and rural settings, and the production team worked tirelessly to capture the tense, high-stakes environments that would define the movie's tone. Practical effects, real props, and authentic locations were utilized to heighten realism, giving the audience the sense that the events unfolding on screen were immediate and dangerous. FPJ himself was heavily involved, performing many stunts and insisting on physical authenticity, a hallmark of his career that contributed to his reputation as a fearless action star. The combination of skilled direction, meticulous production design, and FPJ's personal investment ensured that every scene carried weight, both in terms of spectacle and narrative significance. The film's release on June 4, 1987, was met with enthusiasm from Filipino audiences, who recognized FPJ as a hero both on and off-screen. While detailed box office numbers are limited, the movie's commercial success is reflected in its enduring popularity and continued discussion in Filipino media and culture. Its blend of intense action, moral complexity, and emotional depth resonated with viewers, solidifying FPJ's legacy as the king of Philippine movies. Critics praised the film for its compelling story, effective pacing, and strong performances, particularly FPJ's ability to embody both physical courage and ethical conviction. The film's impact was further amplified by its reflection of societal concerns of the time, including the challenges of corruption, the struggle for justice, and the consequences of personal sacrifice, making it more than just an action film, but also a commentary on Filipino society. The cultural legacy of Batas sa Aking Kamay extends beyond its narrative and cinematic accomplishments. The film has become a reference point for discussions about morality in cinema, the portrayal of law enforcement, and the role of vigilante justice in popular culture. Its influence is evident in subsequent Filipino action films, which often drew inspiration from FPJ's depiction of a principled, determined protagonist confronting systemic injustice. Moreover, FPJ's persona in this film reinforced his public image as a champion of the people, a reflection of the moral integrity and courage that audiences admired and associated with his off-screen persona as well. The movie's themes continue to resonate with viewers as the questions it raises about justice, personal responsibility, and ethical dilemmas remain relevant across generations. Trivia and behind-the-scenes anecdotes enrich the story of the film's production. FPJ's commitment to authenticity meant that he underwent rigorous physical training to perform demanding fight sequences and stunts, ensuring that each action scene was both visually compelling and credible. The collaboration between FPJ and director Mike Velon Makiling involved careful choreography of fight sequences, strategic camera placement, and coordination with stunt coordinators to maximize impact while ensuring safety. The urban and rural location shoots presented logistical challenges, which the production team overcame through careful planning and on-the-fly problem-solving, reflecting the dedication and professionalism that characterized Filipino action filmmaking during the period. The soundtrack, designed to underscore the film's tension and emotional moments, complemented the visual storytelling, adding depth to fight sequences, chases, and quieter, reflective scenes. Each component, from the writing to the cinematography, editing, and score, work together to create a film that continues to be celebrated for its artistry and impact. Batas sa Aking Kamay represents more than a film. It embodies a moment in Filipino cinematic history where storytelling, performance, and social commentary converged to create something memorable and influential. The story of Police Major Andres de la Cruz resonates because it mirrors real societal issues, challenging audiences to consider the complexities of justice, the consequences of corruption, and the personal sacrifices inherent in standing up for what is right. Its legacy lives on not only in its continuing popularity and critical discussion, but also in its influence on future generations of filmmakers and audiences who recognize FPJ's contribution to Philippine cinema. The film's action sequences, moral questions, and emotionally charged performances ensure that it remains an enduring classic, studied, admired, and revisited decades after its initial release. Through a combination of narrative depth, compelling characters, expertly executed action, and culturally resonant themes, Batas sa Aking Kamay has achieved an enduring place in Philippine cinema. It illustrates the power of storytelling to blend entertainment with moral reflection, capturing the imagination of audiences while challenging them to think critically about the society in which they live. FPJ's iconic performance, coupled with the film's strong production values, has ensured that it remains a touchstone for action films and a testament to the enduring appeal of cinema that balances spectacle with substance.